Okay, so let's meditate together. Please get into a comfortable posture that feels supportive for you right now. So you want to sit in a way that you stay awake, you feel alert, but you're comfortable and relaxed. That's possible. Okay, so you can lift up the spine, let your posture be as aligned as possible, not necessarily straight or rigid. And then if you want to, you can close your eyes. Or if closing your eyes feels uncomfortable right now, you can keep them slightly open and softly gazing in one spot. Notice what it feels like to soften your gaze or to allow your eyelids to meet. Closing your eyes and letting go of that one sense, like that one of the senses, the five senses, is sight. So we're taking that and allowing it to rest for just a few moments, letting less distractions be a part of our experience right now. When we close our eyes, that's one less thing that's distracting for us. We can tune more inward. Maybe allows for us to take a moment to just pause. Notice that you're still hearing my voice, and then there's also sounds maybe in the space that you're in physically right now, apart from this virtual space. Your ears are hearing the sounds, and the sounds come and they go. Noticing that the sounds just do what it's supposed to do. You're hearing it, your ears are hearing the sound, and the sound is making these vibrations that your ears are making contact with. So you're hearing. Notice that when you're hearing sounds, it might distract you away from connecting with yourself, might go more external. That's okay if you notice that your mind is being pulled away from this moment. You can come back again. You might be smelling or tasting. So those are some of the other senses that we could be experiencing as the moments come and go. You might also notice the touch of your clothes on your skin, the sense of touch. Now, if you breathe deeply, you might take a few deep breaths here and notice how your body is expanding with each inhale. And then try to relax with every out breath. You can also breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth. Feel this breath, this inhale and this exhale. Notice the breath move in your body. You might bring some space into the areas of your body that feel tight or tense. Notice if there's areas like that, holding tension. Breathe into those spaces. So please continue breathing and bringing your awareness to rest on the breath, bringing it back as many times as you need to come back again to this moment, to what you're doing, which is practicing, focusing your mind, concentrating your mind, calming your mind, letting go of everything else, but simply breathing. We're going to breathe together for a few moments in silence. So the invitation here is to continue bringing your awareness to your breathing. Continue feeling your breath. And noticing what's arising for you. Good. I invite you to take another deep breath here. Fill up your body with the in-breath, like a big balloon. And then as you exhale, you can start moving your head, your neck. Maybe you can rotate the head and the neck slowly and mindfully, just giving yourself a nice stretch wherever you need it. You might roll your shoulders. Remember to breathe. You can twist your spine maybe. And whatever stretch you need right now. Feel your body. Good. And then when you're ready, coming back to stillness. And then when you're ready, you can gently allow your eyes to open if they're closed. And then come back again into this space. Thank you, everyone, for your practice. So again, I would love to invite you, if you can, if you're able to, with your internet connection, to come back again into the video so I could see you. And then if you're not feeling well, it's okay. It's okay. You don't need to turn on your video. So as part of our last class together, I wanted to hear your voices. Just, maybe we won't go into breakout rooms. We'll just have each other share what that practice was like. How was that practice for you? Okay. It can be very brief, maybe 1 or 2 sentences. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Mackie to share first. And then Mackie, you can pass the talking stick or the talking piece to the next person. Okay?
Sure.
Great. So thank you. So we're sharing how that practice was in a sentence or two.
In a sentence or two?
Yes. So this is another practice of speaking, kind of what they call it in indigenous wisdom is speaking with spirit tongue, you know, being able to articulate yourself in, you know, in a way that doesn't take up a lot of space. Thank you.
Right now, because I'm so hyper for some reason, I noticed, was very aware, and I noticed how my mind just keeps wandering. And I'm trying to bring it back every time it wanders. So um, I think for me, it's um, for a lack of a better word, I can't find the right word right now, but it's that um, discipline to just bring it back, and knowing that you could bring it back um, at any given moment, even if your mind is just wandering all the time. So my next would be Cherry Subo.
Hello po. I'm actually in a transit uh, to house. However, with this practice that we have, I've been actually practicing mindfulness since I was in a Chinese school before, the Buddhist school. And this practice actually made me calm despite of the busy schedule that we have, being overwhelmed for the day. I quite helpful to me to get myself parang back to where I am and to relax my mind as well po. Thank you po.
Cherry, could you ask someone else to speak?
This time I'm going to call si Jay's kapatid. Your turn to share.
Thank you, kapatid. Alam ko na kagad ako tatawagin mo. For me, if I'm going, my mind choppers keeps on running and running and running. If I am going to describe, most likely, I travel the world. But for the meantime, due to the exercise, um, I felt relief from the stressful, from the demands, from the responsibilities on our shoulders for the meantime. And for me, that's a good thing. And I'm grateful for that one. And next in line, ito na-miss ko to, kapatid ko to. Sophie?
Um, Actually, I have a lot of things to do. So when I participated in doing this practice, uh, slowly I I thought of prioritizing what are the things that I need to do first. So yun, it's as if that um I have a time to meet, a schedule to meet na to the point of I want to finish everything before uh that day or that schedule comes. So yun. Next, Miss SP.
Maybe Sophie, you need to call on someone else. I'm not sure if SP is there.
Is this?
Hello. I'm not really feeling well because I have cold since this morning. And when I did the exercise, it was a bit difficult to breathe in and breathe out. So it made me like more aware of what I really feel like. Um, am I feeling well or not? So I had that feeling, and but at the end, it was like a bit um it was actually good because aside from it made me feel more aware of whether I'm okay or not. It's a bit relaxing as well because like throughout the day I felt I have been sneezing all throughout the day, so it kind of felt good after this exercise. Next, um, I think I'd like to hear Zoilo.
Hello, good afternoon. So the practice made me feel relaxed and also made me become focused and aware of the things around me.
Paul, Ryan, are you there?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Alex. Yeah. I'm actually sorry I can't open my camera now. I have my internet's not stable. Um, I just want to say thank you. I think more of gratitude of the practices that we do every Monday. More of um, it allowed me to explore more of the the place in my heart, in my mind, in my body that I can find rest. That no matter what, where I am, where I go, what I do, kahit nasa gera siguro ako, I think I can find peace. And somehow, it allowed me to share it as well with my family. Whatever we share here, sinishare ko sa family ko. And I think I found peace. I've been looking for that, and it's something that's very difficult to catch. But then, um, mindfulness, the practices that we do, I'm so grateful because I there was even a time I attended just one or two sessions. That was around 7:30 session with Amy. After that, I cried, and then because I was too busy, I couldn't get in the 7 o'clock habit. So this one allowed me to really participate physically, emotionally, mentally, and it allowed me to be vulnerable. And I think that's okay. Yeah, and I feel good about it. How about Miss Shirley? Next. Hi, Miss Shirley.
Hi, good afternoon. Yeah. This experience was actually refreshing for me. I felt a bit tired when we started, but I think my goal, I was looking forward actually to this. I said to myself, oh, it's Mindful Monday today. So I'm looking forward to it. And I feel refreshed right now. I usually have also my wind down after work. So I think this is a good practice as well. And thank you. And I just feel bad that it's going to end because it's just two sessions, but I hope to still continue as well. Thank you. Thank you, Amy. I'd like to call in. Hi, Miss J. Your turn.
Hello, Miss Shirley. Long time no see.
Long time no see. Yeah. Na-miss ko rin to.
Oo nga po eh. For me, this particular activity that we just had today, I would say gave me a bit more stretch. I don't know what the exact word to use is because when before we started, I was really excited to end the shift and lie down for a bit before I go back to the household chores and then going back to my laptop later this evening. But with that exercise, Amy, I felt that I did not need the bed anymore, and I'm okay. I got the relaxation that I was thinking that I could get from lying down. Um, Meng, are you done? Have you been called?
Not yet, not yet. Um, I felt I was still. I felt I have space and that things are moving like fluid. That's it. Check, your turn.
The exercise made me calm because I was trying to finish a file as content, as you know. I have targets, so in my mind, I had to finish the file until 5 today. I was able to do until grade 9. So then I saw a PM from Meng, from my CM, saying it's Mindful Monday already. It's 4:01 or 4:02, so I was able to get in. And as soon as I did the exercise, I got a bit dizzy. It's maybe because my body was trying to center. And after that, I let go. So the file will be done tomorrow. Thank you. Who else hasn't been called? Miss Cherry Blossom, are you there? Pablo?
Anong wala, Che?
I know. See, Kench, go na lang if you're up to it.
Thank you. Well, I've been sick since Saturday afternoon, and while doing the exercise, I wasn't physically comfortable because I have been suffering from runny nose and headache, and my chills have been on and off. But siguro yung mga past exercises na lang para mas maganda yung maganda yung aking data. I've been very thankful, Amy, kasi itong 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, there was this point, especially nung sisimula pa lang na, ano ba to, additional na naman to sa schedule namin. Additional na naman to sa calendar. Pero eventually, as the activities went on, I realized that it's a space for us to really, find our core and to take a space to breathe in and breathe out and really strengthen our mind and our soul more than anything else. So I want to thank you. I will miss you, Amy. I will miss this exercise. Sorry ha, hindi lang talaga ngayon, feeling well.
Oh, it's okay, Kenshi. By the way, okay, so I'm not sure if anyone wants to speak, please raise your hand. Okay, kasi kanina we were already having a hard time figuring out if you're behind the gray rectangle or not. So kung sino hindi pa nagsasalita, you can raise your hand, your virtual hand. But I just wanted to speak to what you shared, Kenshi, and also Des, you're not feeling well. And you're having a hard time breathing. And sorry, again, inubod na tuloy ako. And this is, it's beautiful that you're able to notice that it's difficult to work with the breath in this moment. Yeah, that's why over the past weeks, we've also had different practices that you can source you can always come to. You can resource yourself. So if the breath isn't working, you can come back to the sounds in your room. That's a little bit more neutral sometimes. No, maybe the body is not a good place to anchor right now because maybe it's achy. It's not so pleasant. Or you can give yourself the practice of self-compassion, that, oh gosh, this is hard. It's hard to breathe. It's okay. May I feel healthy? May I, may I take care of myself? Like that. No, it's just everyone. This is to everybody. You do have all the tools there already. So we've got SP raising her hand.
Ako, I would like to share also. I really would like to thank this opportunity. Alam naman sure ng lahat, I was at my lowest last year. So this activity really helped me. Sabi nga ni Maki, mag-grounded. So it really helped me. And I was looking forward na itulit kasi matagal tayong nawala. But I missed last week kasi I was home for the first year death anniversary of my father. So nasa bahay, nasa probinsya. So di ako naka-join. Tapos ngayon nalaman ko na last day na. Tapos kanina I was enjoying the breathing activity, tapos patapos na tayo biglang ang saya-saya talaga, Meng, matawa ka. Nag-ring yung phone ko, tumawag si Rod. Maki, hindi ko mahindian kasi usapang permit yun. So I have to stop. So pero yes, I really would like to thank Amy. Maki, salamat for this opportunity. And yeah, this really helped me. And I know it helped a lot of people. So maraming salamat. Siguro dahil na-start na to ulit ngayon, madami nang magpa-practice. Pero thank you really for starting this week. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you, SP. So, yeah, I mean, it's the last class, but we still have the Thursdays ongoing. Okay, that's still ongoing. And I know that it's a little difficult because it's around dinner time. But if anything feels important to you and that you feel like this is something that you need, you can create the space. And it doesn't have to be at 7:30 on Thursdays alone. You can wake up 5 minutes early and meditate for 5 minutes. Yeah. So just like what was shared earlier, that, yeah, I needed to lie down, I needed to rest. But after the practice, it feels like I don't need to lie down anymore. I feel more awake now, more alert, more present, more embodied perhaps as well, because you actually get to occupy your body. So just a few minutes that you can dedicate to yourself, to your well-being, because ultimately this is what it's all about. And when we make these subtle or maybe even more obvious changes in our lives, we're changing the world. Right? Do you realize that? Every small change that you create to make your life happier also creates ripples, and you're already changing the world because you are a part of this world. We're like one connected unit. So a small change in yourself creates that ripple to everyone and everything. So this is not a small feat. This is a great accomplishment that you're doing. So giving yourself that time to just calm and work toward your own happiness. That's not selfish. Most people will think so, especially us Filipinos. We're like, martyrs, no? But it's not selfish. It's actually creating such beautiful impact, because that little happiness that you create for yourself is a little bit more happiness than wasn't there before. And I honestly am noticing that everyone is so grumpy, so masungit these days. So, let's do a little bit more to enjoy our being with ourselves. Start to like being with ourselves, keeping ourselves company, even just for a few moments. Start liking ourselves more. Because when we like ourselves, we can be actually, more open to receive our lives. So I would love to encourage you to keep going, whether the 7:30 weekly sits, but if you can, just carve out a few minutes of your day, because it's something that really is so important. And I mean, gosh, we've been together for so long. I feel I don't want, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. I live in Laguna. So this is not like a goodbye. I love this relationship that I have with all of you. That means that there will be opportunities to continue this practice also together, because after all, this community is important. And there's so few communities that come together and do this together. So it's something to cherish and something to know that there's so much value to this, because it's so radical to be meditating together even for just a few moments, and then learning how to be happier, to understand that in life there's going to be stressors. It will happen until the very last breath. It will be stressful. So that is what we've been working to learn. We're learning that the fact that life, there is stress. There's nothing you can do about it, but how to work with it, how to stay grounded and in harmony, if possible, through all of it. And when you can't meet things in a skillful way, or when you can't meet things in a composed way, and it's okay, because sometimes life is messy and we get messy, and then we learn to forgive ourselves and we learn to forgive others, and then we keep going and we do better. And one of the most important things, Meng always brings this up, it's our values, our value system. Are they intact? Are we real? Are we being honest with ourselves? Are we being honest with our loved ones? Are we being honest with the people around us? Not for like, oh yeah, you have to be moral, which is also a really good thing, but not to make you feel guilty about, it's more like it's really for yourself, showing up and being authentic. It's so much easier than trying to keep up with all the different masks that we wear, or the different personalities that we try to be with other people. That's hard work. So being real, being honest, and being clear to what is truth in every given moment. Each moment, there's a truth being revealed. Like, oh, my ear is itchy. Or, I have sipon, tumutulo. That's truth. Or, oh, my heart is beating really fast. I'm feeling nervous. I'm sleepy right now. I want to rest. Or I'm happy, I'm hyper. Or I'm doing my work right now. Or I'm supposed to be paying attention to this mindfulness class right now, but I'm not, because I'm thinking or doing something else. That's the truth of the moment. Nothing is wrong with any of those things. it's just being honest and true and real with what's here. Right? And so few people can actually be, to live that way. Living in integrity with your values, to walk your talk. That's hard. Yeah. And to live by what your heart tells you, to do the right thing even when no one's watching. That's mindfulness. Because you're watching you. Right? Unless you decide, I just can't. I don't need to. I can just like look away as to how I'm impacting the world. Doesn't matter. I remember that there's always, with every action, there's a reaction. Yeah, that's what's called like this, being in reciprocity with your internal world and the external world. Your thoughts create, speech. That's it. There's an intention. The intention becomes a thought. The thought becomes words. The words become action. And then there's also the point about creating good livelihood, making sure that you're living with the world in reciprocity with the world in a way that feels like it's good. You're contributing to less suffering in the world. Yeah, let's never mind being happy, but let's contribute less to the suffering of this world, for ourselves, for others. It's like that. That's what this practice is about. So keep coming back. Let's keep coming back again to your intentions. Keep coming back again to your breath. Keep coming back again to your body. Keep coming back to your relationships with yourself and with other people. And then keep coming back to kindness, compassion. And that's my invitation for you. So let's take a breath together. You don't need to do anything special. Just breathe. Take this moment to pay attention to your in-breath and your out-breath. See if you can feel your body breathing. Breathing in and out. Once more, breathing in and breathing out. Now, the breath might not be flowing very well. It's also okay to notice the sounds. Just take this moment. Let all of those words kind of just land and be absorbed by you in any way that's possible at this time. Also, just checking in to see if anything's arising for you with that reflection. Good. Now, when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, you can open them up and come back again into this community space. So, Mackie, anything you'd like to share with us?
Well, first and foremost, like what everyone already mentioned, on behalf of APEC, we want to thank you, Amy, for being a great partner, for all of the very insightful lessons that you've brought forward. And for everyone's information, Amy and I will still be working on the student version of the mindfulness program. And what we really want to be able to accomplish is spread the practice, not just at the teacher level or an admin level, but really down to our students, especially now um, in an environment where it's quite distracting, quite chaotic. As adults, we're having, it's quite a challenge for us to be mindful. So you can just imagine how much more difficult it is for students to be more mindful, especially now where all the programs are just really designed to pull their attention away from them. Right? When we were kids, we didn't have to worry about social media at all. But now kids have this challenge. So it's no surprise that many kids are having mental issues. Some get into depression. So we think this could really help alleviate this problem. So thank you again, Aimee. And for everyone, like what Aimee mentioned, the mindfulness practice continues every Thursday at 7:30. The Zoom link is available, so I'll share that with you. Feel free to join those sessions every Thursday if you want to continue the practice. Yeah.
Thanks, Mackie. Okay, I wanted to again bring your voices in because after all, it's important. And yeah, I mean, what about what you just heard? What stood out for you, if anything? Or did it, was there something that seemed like it was challenging? Or if you have any questions at all, let me know. We still have.
I'll start with some questions, Amy, for everyone's benefit. What are the tips that you could give us so that we can really be more consistent, we can sustain the practice? Because like I personally have experiences, right? Like I consider myself to be quite consistent in terms of regularly practicing, but sometimes I find myself, especially when I'm like out of town, I don't get to practice it, or when I feel like I'm so busy and need to do so many things, I neglect or I fail to allocate time to practice. But for those who are just starting it out, are there any tips that you'd want to share so that they can continue to maintain the practice?
Yes, thank you. That's a good question and an important one. What I recommended earlier is, to carve out maybe even 5 minutes, set your alarm 5 minutes early. So it might not, early in the morning practice might not work for you. It is recommended though, because that's before the day gets us caught, So first thing in the morning, you brush your teeth, you go to the bathroom, you will do whatever you need to do, and then come and sit in silence and in stillness for 5 minutes. Give yourself that extra. Set your alarm. Okay, now you can also do it just as you lie down in bed. Maybe just watch your breath for a few minutes. So rather than lying in bed thinking about all of the problems of the day or all of your things to do list for the following day, just focus on your breathing for a few minutes. Then there's also, if it's really difficult, you can bring the mindfulness practice into your daily life while you're doing the dishes. Feel the suds of the soap and the water. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice the temperature of the water. Bring that present moment awareness to whatever you're doing. That's including everything. Like, let's say focusing, not multitasking. That's so 80s or whatever. Kailan ba yun? Lana, no multitasking. We get nothing done. We have to focus. We have to focus our attention. We have to listen with alertness and with, be active and create relationship in that way so that people feel that we're really present. That's a practice. It's not just sitting and being quiet and, doing the formal practice, which is really important. Yes, it's very important. But to be honest with you, the most important thing is to be able to apply this to everything that you do. You could be sitting in silence for 3 hours every day, but then you go out and then you start shouting at the people, that you work with or in the restaurant or, makes no sense. We need to be able to apply it. What else? Set your alarm to ring every hour. And then when that alarm rings, you stop everything that you're doing and take a few breaths and check, how am I feeling right now? What am I doing? Am I present in this very moment? Like that. What else am I missing? Yeah, remember that everything that you do is much better when you're mindful, when you're present. So there's always an opportunity, always. And remembering is exactly what mindfulness is about. It's to remember, oops, I've gotten distracted, come back. Remember, keep coming back. Does that help, Naki?
It does. It definitely does.
Yes, and the formal practice is important though. I want to make sure that everyone is clear on that. The formal practice is important to cultivate that present moment awareness and clarity. If you think that you can just for 1 second, decide, oh, I'm going to be mindful, it doesn't happen like that. You're just convincing yourself you're being mindful. It's far more than that. It's far more than the word. And that word is being tossed around everywhere, anytime. It's become so mainstream and it's become so like everyone wants to be mindful and they coin it all the time, but it really takes work and commitment. It really does. So formal practice is really important as well. Yeah, Maki, sorry.
I was gonna ask if anybody else have any questions for Amy.
Yeah. So see Ryan says, I always remember what you said on one of our sessions, to let it go, clear it out, and always make room for good energy, healthy energy, and what we should be that we should be kinder to ourselves. Yeah. Yeah. So that's like, I would say that that's one of the most important practices to cultivate is the loving kindness, and compassion, which that's including self-compassion. That's really, really important. This world right now is not very pleasant at the moment. I mean, like, do you agree? Raise your hand if you agree. This world is difficult to live in. So then, is there can we cultivate the kindness toward ourselves that means that we're being more, we're giving more space for imperfection, number one, because we strive to get everything done, to do everything right, to be perfect. That's like an impossible thing. There's no such thing as perfection. So the kindness can also be applied there, at least initially. So, and then little by little, even when we're not being so mindful, we can bring compassion toward ourselves that, oh, oops, that was a moment that kind of slid past without mindfulness and skill. And then start again, keep starting over again. Yeah. Anyone else? I'm being, I'm mindful of the time. I'm aware it's 5 o'clock, but is there anything else that anyone would like to ask or share before we close?
I think we're good.
Okay, good. So I really hope to see all of you, and I really thank you. Really special being with all of you all these weeks.